Morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
Not much.
Another month of this?
I think another few months of this. I don't see how
No.
another month.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. I don't know. We might be able to get our vaccines in about 2 months. 65 and over.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that because then I'll feel a little more secure,
I get it.
It's just, I don't know. It's it's getting old, I'll tell you that. It's almost made me worse about traveling, trying to take a chance. We're just kind of hunkering in for a month or two and hopefully get this stuff done,
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen my parents since January 1 of 2020 because they're on the East Coast.
Yeah. Well, you can only try to be as safe as you can be,
I can't hear. Can you all hear me?
We can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. Can you hear us now?
Continue on. I just couldn't hear you all. Okay, go ahead.
That's okay.
I don't even think you were talking to me. So,
We were just talking in general.
Yeah.
Mara, did you ever come by and pick up hot chocolate bombs?
I did not.
Okay, do you still want any?
Yes.
Okay,
Here.
there's 2 sitting on the shelf. I might be able to score you a 3rd one.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Okay, all right, yeah. Then just assume they're on the shelf.
Okay, I'll come by.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been
No worries. Supposedly they last like 6 months, is what she told me one time. I was like, great.
well, I kept promising the kid, and between the new took on basketball, so we're now going back and forth to the high school for basketball practices midway through the season. Like, oh, hey, let's join basketball. So she had her first game on Thursday, and she has a second game tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Yes. I need her to start really driving.
Sadie doesn't even have her permit yet, and she's 16.
Oh.
Yeah, then you're going to then you get the sleepless nights.
Yeah.
The evenings you want to, well.
See, my son was fine. He did it. He got it. But he also wasn't a super social kid. So I didn't have a lot of him going out that I was, if anything, a couple of times he was definitely the DD. But
Sure.
he just, they were just in the neighborhood, or they would drive to like soccer park if they had practice or something. Like,
yeah.
Sadie herself is like, Mom, I'm the most easily distracted child in the entire world. You don't want me operating heavy machinery. I'm like, you're kind of right.
Yeah.
But you have to do this.
The last time we pick up
the cell phones too now.
Yeah.
And
add phones in.
Yep.
That makes a difference. Makes a difference.
We had a rule with Cullen that his had to be put away while he was driving. It couldn't be anywhere.
Well, I remember when my son was starting to drive, everybody had the beepers, okay?
Oh.
So I told him, you're in that car and you get beeped by me, you find a phone and you call me. Well, one day it was late and he was with his buddies, and I called him up and I said, I beeped him. Well, he called me right away. He was on in the city with a buddy, driving, in not such a nice neighborhood. And I said, where are you? He goes, well, I stopped at this Quick Trip. I said, does it look dicey? He goes, oh yeah. I said, get in the car and come home, please.
They're so cute at this age.
Yeah. They don't understand some things, Oh, well.
Oh, wow.
A few times we drove to pick up books, Holland. I made Olivia drive.
I mean, is she comfortable? I mean, a lot of Cindy's friends are like zipping around town. Like, I mean, I've seen them. They look responsible. They're not doing stupid shenanigans. And she's been in the car with a couple of them.
She's doing okay. She's driving to and from the high school, obviously with me in the car. She's driving to softball practice. She has not gotten on the highway to drive to soccer practice.
Yeah, that's the one thing I made Cullen wait on.
Yeah. But she's been kind of doing enough. And then I did in the summer when she first got it, I made her drive all the way down to, oh shoot, like 30 minutes south on Highway 30 or something, which is like 50 miles an hour. And she did pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, she's got less than 2 months till birthday, till the big birthday. I don't think she's going to be ready to take the test.
That's why I just told Sonny, I said, let's just get your permit just so that you can drive. You know, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to get you in. And I think I'll set her up with an instructor for sure.
Well, I bought a new car, so she better start driving because the car is sitting in front of the house and we're paying insurance on it.
Yeah, no, we've
Hey,
got.
everybody, how's everybody doing?
Good,
Good.
Emerson, how are you?
Good. I want to apologize for my absence. I've been putting in a lot of time at the Western Rock Hill Ministries for the last 3 or 4 months. So,
No worries.
yeah. So.
Now, Fran, I think we were iffy on John. And then did we have a yes? Because we still need one more.
Yeah, and I ended up having to talk to Steve live, which is unusual these days. And he said yes.
Okay.
And I suggested if you wanted to start on your phone and finish later, you could do that because I know he was, multitasking.
Okay.
I was just checking, I haven't gotten any text from either one of them.
Okay.
Hey, I saw did Gina Urbini pass away?
Oh, I hadn't heard.
I saw in the obituaries, there was a Eugene something Urbini. I mean, there can't be too many.
Mm-hmm.
I
Was
don't
this
know.
recently?
Yeah, last week. I mean, how long has it been since he was out of the 3-4 years?
Oh, more than
Losing
that.
track.
More than that.
Was it?
I think more than that.
Was it?
Did
Yeah.
you guys know that John had a stroke? Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's recovering. He's healthy. I mean, besides he says he's a little foggy, but pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to get up.
So calling in.
Hello?
Yeah, I called him because we had some cars had their catalytic converter stolen from the parking lot. Or a couple of an employee did, and then an attempt on a second one. And so I did call to tell him that and happened to catch him the day he was being released. So, because I wanted him to know, obviously, we all park right there. So anyway, it was sad to hear.
I think he's doing okay though. I know it's public knowledge because Kelly had posted things, so I didn't want to just blurt it out without.
So it looks like Steve is connecting to audio, so we should have a quorum momentarily.
Goes back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Joe, we have Steve's connecting right now, so we should have a quorum momentarily.
At least it's not a bad thing to be able to have your coffee and have,
I wish it was easier to connect this. So we have to start all our Zoom meetings on this computer in council chambers. But a lot of times I start it up here, go downstairs, log in on my computer in my office, come back up here, have to accept myself to make myself a host. Then I go back downstairs again. Then I have to come back up and can't turn it off. I wish it was a little bit easier to start them.
Get your steps in, huh?
Oh, I get a lot of steps in when I do that, up and down the
Yeah.
stairs.
Steve in now?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Dude,
All right, let's get the approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
Here you go. All right. What's the, I don't have the agenda in my front of me, so what's the,
almost nothing on the agenda. The first would be obviously visitor comments, and we have no visitors. I think there's one thing on the agenda, and then I can do a update, and then we can see if there's anything else you guys want to add. The only thing on the agenda was a streetscape update. So I just wanted to let you know, if I'm understanding all of my notes correctly from Public Works, all the existing utility poles have been relocated, which was one of the things that was needing to be done prior to starting some of the work. I know that the Missouri American Water was working on the water line and moving the water line. So I know a whole area of the street's kind of crappy looking, or sorry, the street and the sidewalk. We have a final bid on the project. We are still waiting on MoDOT. They have to give what's called a bid concurrence and confirm that the bid is, that they're okay with the bid. And then they have to, we have to take the bid to City Council formally. But the plan is to start construction in March or early April at the latest. So we're looking at March or April for the time frame on that. The Parks Department is currently purchasing, because we already had it in the budget, they're making sure that we have the baskets and the arms so that they can, you know, continue the design as it continues for all the new light poles. And we also made sure that when we ordered all of the banners, when we got new banners for each of the new designs, we made sure we ordered enough banners to continue down. So we're good to go for banners. We're gonna have the arms for the additional hanging baskets for plants. And then I believe we also had put in possibly for new pots, some additional ones. I think we'll hold off a little bit longer on those, but we can make sure we have them in the next year's budget. So that's looking pretty good.
Hard to believe it's already here.
I
You
know.
know, when we start planning on it, we're like, few years now.
Years down the road.
Yeah.
So if you want, I can go ahead and start just giving you just a general city update, which is normally what I would do next. So a couple different things. Our new city manager had her first day yesterday. Dr. Marie Peoples is our new city manager. She started yesterday, and we're going to try to keep her, getting her up to date on various things. I'm sure she'll be at different meetings and things, and at some point, hopefully, you all get to meet her in person. So that was one quick bit of information. We are working on a number of things with this, with the city council, and making amendments to some of the building code in regards to parking spaces and driveways. We finished a parking code update that was approved by the council. We're currently working on single family residential code amendments, as well as some amendments to two-family residential. Those are all at the Planning Commission right now. In addition, at our next Planning Commission meeting, which is February 1st, the Lona's Little Eats, which is a restaurant in the city, has a contract to buy the Subaru's building on the north side of the street that has the parking lot and the two-story brick building. On Plan Commission for February 1st, they are going to be asking for a drive-through use. And the plan is that they want to drive in on the east side of the building, and they would have a drive-through window at the very end of the building, because what they're going to do is build their new restaurant on the basement level, like down on the parking lot level. So the restaurant itself would be on that lower level, and then they'd keep a half of the parking lot. And then they would keep the two uses above. They'd keep the apartment on the second floor and then keep some sort of retail or office use on the first floor. And then that front space where the cars used to be parked would be outdoor dining. So outdoor dining up on the top level, and then the restaurant use on the lower level. And then the request that they're asking for, they could have the restaurant without having to go through anything. It's just the drive-through use that they need permission for. So they're asking for a conditional use permit. It will be on for the February 1st Plan Commission meeting, which is via Zoom. And then we would anticipate that they would go to the second meeting of February for City Council for their hearing, which would then move them to a potential final approval in March. We did get plans in last week. We're sending it out to St. Louis County and all the other departments to verify if they have any concerns about, stacking of cars and the change that they would need to make to the curb cut that is right there. So we do have that on for Plan Commission, in addition to the continued changes that we're working on for single family residential.
What was the name of that restaurant? Just curiosity.
Lona's Little Eats.
Okay.
If you look it up and look for press, they're a very well-known restaurant. It is, I want to call it, I know they have a name for it, but like it's sort of like an Asian fusion. I know that it's Asian inspired. I think it's like larger wraps, almost like, yeah, I know there's larger wraps.
I know, now I know. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
And then I know I've had a couple other calls about some of John's other buildings and spaces, but nothing is finalized as of yet. We currently have building permits in, and they're starting construction on Union Bagel, which is Union Loafers is opening up their first bagel location in the former Porter Paints building in Crossroads. I have building permits in for DD Mao, which is a Vietnamese restaurant that's going in where Forenza Pizza used to be. I have permits in for a Wingstop going in down in Yorkshire Plaza. And I feel like I'm missing another one, but those are the big ones right now. And for those that didn't know, Olive and Oak, O&O Pizza, they had been trying to open up during the pandemic or during some of the shutdowns with indoor dining. They're finally able to have some indoor space versus just outdoor. Trying to think of some other things we're working on. Business license renewals just went out for the new year. Just as a reminder, they're not due to be paid until April 30th. I've had a few people kind of freaking out. We always send them out this early, and they're always due April 30th. Last year, we moved them to June, and we are still trying to get some people to take care of renewing their license from last year. So we're working on that right now. We are still extremely busy with just everything else in general. New houses, business licenses, new construction, as well as just additions and other things. We really didn't slow down much, so we're gonna just keep chugging along. I feel like I've covered most of the basics, but if anyone has any questions about anything, I can answer. Oh, and hopefully you guys all saw lights. So we did get the lights done on the animal hospital, on Holland's building, on the two buildings where the pharmacy used to be, and where Mary Jane's Artistic Tailoring is. And we also did the building with Gorilla Street Food and the Great Clips and the gallery. So that was our first sort of, tried to get as many as I could that I already had permission from building owners on. So the next would be trying to see what other buildings we can get permission for. I know I'd already talked with the Lona's Little Eats owners asking to prep ahead that we would probably ask them to put lights on their building. They said yes. Also, if they do end up going in, they had a really cool piece of public art that they were thinking about putting on the western side of the building up across. It's a really cool piece. It's painted on a big massive metal panel, and it's a sort of abstract train painting, which looked really cool, which would be really fun to have as just a piece within the district. So I'll keep working on lights as best I can. The last set of banners did get ordered, but because of the timing of everything, they didn't go up. So you do now have 4 seasons of banners. You have a spring or winter, a spring, a summer, and a fall. The fall just didn't get up in time, but we did order them and they are already ready. So what is probably going to happen, I think we usually do March 1st as the spring banners going up. So you'll still see the winter staying up for a while longer. In past years, we've had massive snow. 2 years ago, as a reminder, we got like 10.5 inches of snow here versus we're going to be in the 50s today. So we are going to keep the winter's banners up, and we usually change them out March 1st. So those should be going. I don't know if I have anything else. Might be one of the quickest meetings ever.
Yeah. Well, so we'll start on the budget next month, huh?
Yeah, I didn't even, my
Right.
brain couldn't
Well,
wrap
I mean,
around it.
There's not a whole lot of planning you can do.
Well, and normally this would be the time that we would have had our budget for January, and I couldn't even wrap my brain around it yet. So yes, February, plan ahead. We'll talk about budget. There isn't a whole lot. I'll try to make sure to email it all ahead of time because it'll be a little harder. You won't have the paper sitting in front of you. And I really seriously doubt that we will meet in person
Sure.
for February or March. I really think that it's going to be past then.
Right. Yeah, we need to recruit some people too, so.
Yes. I kept kind of hoping that with a few of the new businesses that have moved in, that we might be able to get them, recruited, especially with the idea that it's Zoom. So it's pretty.
Have you reached out to Union Studio? They seem pretty interested in kind of just really getting involved in this area.
I have not. When they were first going in, there was so much going on and especially having to be delayed. But I every time someone new comes in, I kind of tell them about what we do and that I know it's not a good time to ask them to join, but we might ask them to join in the future. So yes, I will. I'll reach out to them. Definitely.
I know the Dharma and Dwell person has like another job and she seems really swamped, but I think there's 2 of them at Union Studio. I'd be hopeful that they might be interested.
There are 2 of them. I know they have 2 locations, so they're running both. But yeah, let me check and see with them. And then I was also kind of thinking about checking in with, I know restaurants are harder, and I'm so glad that we have Bob like we have, and that in the past we had a couple others, and we have John. But I was going to check and see if maybe Gorilla Street Food, they've been in long enough, and check. There's a couple others I was thinking about. Oh, we are getting someone's going in where Gymboree used to be, and for the life of me right now, I can't remember what it was. Retail jewelry, maybe? Shoot, I can't remember. Someone's going in. So the Gymboree space is being broken up into multiple spaces, and it is someone going into one of those spaces. So you have another new business going in over there. I might take a quick look and see, just pop up using Old Orchard, who we all have in the district, and see if there's someone else who might be an office user or something else that we might try to get involved. But we definitely are very, very short right now. And I know poor Joe, technically,
Yeah. It's good. Well, they're still own that one piece until they sell it all, I guess, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get some new blood.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Oh, and I shouldn't forget, the urgent care went and got one of their 2 variances, went through architecture review board, have been approved by architecture review board. So they'll be starting on their piece of getting construction drawings in for the other, the used
Super.
car lot at the far end. It's not in
Right.
your district, but they'll also be starting construction.
Is that a separate entity from the hospital side? You know what I mean? It's not like owned by Mercy or owned by whatever.
No, Total Access is their own.
Yeah,
Their
okay.
own entity. Correct.
Okay.
Anyone have
Well-
anything else?
Anybody got anything?
No,
20 minutes, baby.
You're not golfing today, are you, Joe?
No, Thursday. I'm planning on the weather now, Bob. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
All
I'll
right.
second.
We'll see you guys next month.
All right, take care.
See you guys.
Be good.